How's it going? So I'm down here in my basement. I just filmed a video on how I like to make loops for my finger tab. And I realized that in the how-to video, the close-up, it probably didn't do the best job of explaining why I'm showing you this. So here's the standard finger tab loop. This comes from Omnivore. You've got this little pinch point here, and then over time it will loosen up. I mean, they only make these things, these bungee holds, so good, right? So it's going to loosen up over time. And what ends up happening is you'll be carrying your bow in this hand. You got this on here, it loosens up, and then you're like, oh, you're fumbling with stuff, so you end up grabbing this and, reefing that down, and you got to keep messing with it and trying to tighten it, and it becomes frustrating. At least it frustrates me. So I came up with this different method. I'm not saying that I'm the first person to do it, but it works. So on here, it's real simple. You just have a little tag end, and all you have to do to tighten it is pull this. To loosen it, you grab the bottom side and pull, and it's loose. Another good thing with this is because you have this little tag end, if you do have this hand full and you can't get to it, that's all it takes to tighten it. Just a little teeth. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the close-up, and I'll show you how I make it. Some of this is going to be a little redundant for what I just said, and it might sound awkward. It is like 7 minutes or so, but I hope you enjoy it. Hey, I'm not looking at the camera. My camera's upside down. Hey, here we go. So today, I'm going to teach you how to make a better loop for your tab. So this is my Omnivore tab. It's like 2 years old. Really good high quality tabs. But it comes with these paracord loops and the little button that you push and pull on, and it works fine, but over time these loosen up. Honestly, any tab, even what I'm showing you today, is going to loosen up a little bit over time. But the main issue I have with this is it goes around your finger. It'll be on there kind of loose, right? And it just keeps loosening up over time. And you got your bow in this hand, your tab on this hand. You go to tighten it, and you got to like try to hold your bow and push and pull. And I always end up pushing and then biting this with my teeth and pulling, and it becomes a whole ordeal. And it, quite honestly, makes me a little angry. So I don't like this. Throw that to the side. So I came up with a better method for this tab. So I got myself a piece of paracord. And you're going to want this to be longer than 7 inches. I probably have about 12 here, but I'll cut off what I don't need. And we're going to go ahead and remove the guts from here. Make sure I got them all. We're good. On one side of your paracord, we are going to forge. We're going to melt a point. Now I want this to cool a little bit. Be careful, don't burn yourself. I'm sure I'm about to burn myself here. All right, there we go. Make a nice point. So you see, it's a good long point. On your other end, which is what we have here, I'm going to fray this out a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you can use your lighter or something flat. And I'm going to get this good and burnt, and then I am going to stamp it down flat. So we'll go ahead, light it on fire. Let it burn a little bit, blow it out, and stamp it flat. You can really use anything to do this. And what that's going to do is create a little button. And people tell me that I say the word button wrong, weird, so apologize if you think so. All right, so now we've got this lanyard. So on your tab, you have a top and you have a bottom. So we're going to start right here. No. We're going to start on the top, and we're going to go through the back, the part that touches your hand, and through. See, I did this wrong. It's all good. All right, so we're going to start on the bottom. We're going to go through the back and pull it until that button catches on the bottom. Then we're going to take the top and we're going to pull it through the front. So now we have these two ends like this. Now on the bottom, from the back side, we're going to want to keep this button on the outside. So the very bottom, give us a little space here. We're going to pull this, so you make the hole, and then on the inside of the tab we are going to push this other end, the pointy end, through. So here's your finger loop, there's a button, it's on, here's your finger loop, sorry, here's a button, it's on the outside, and then here is this pointy one coming through the middle. So then we're going to cross this over, and on the top loop we're going to make a hole on the outside, and we are going to try to thread this through. So you notice here on the front it kind of makes a cross, like an X, right? And we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this button side down, and this is why you want that to be more like a pancake and not round. So we're going to pull that button side down, have our loop, and now we have this loop. So on this loop, we're going to pull it the long tag end until we have enough space to easily put our finger through that hole. And that leaves us with this long tag end. So what I like to do here is I like to go about 1 inch to ½ inch above my finger there, and I'm going to cut that. All right, now I'm going to burn the end of this, but I actually, instead of flat or pointy, I want this end to be round. So we'll let that catch on fire. It's not wanting to catch. Man, this is embarrassing me. Sorry if you hear people running around upstairs. There we go. And then blow it out. Let that cool down. Do not burn yourself. That should be close to cool now. So now you have this loose tab. You have your flat button here on the bottom side, the outside. You have this tab coming on the outside. So now when you put your finger through, you can use this hand, or you can, the reason that I make this a circle is that I can bite right there, and then you just pull. And that stays pretty good because you have this flat pancake side pushing up against the string holding it. And you do have a little excess. If you want to clip it down a little more, you can. I like it this long just because it's easy, like I said, to bite on it if it does happen to loosen up. And you can see here it's not really loosening whatsoever. So that is how I make this. And here, I'll go ahead and show you. Got the crossover here. Pancake is on the bottom, round is on the top, and you notice both of your burnt ends are on the outside. That's important. Now, let's say you get this on here and it's super tight. Look at those fat fingers. So now you're going to pull from this side, and you can simply do that by just grabbing on the bottom side and pulling your finger away, and it'll slide. Some weird finger trap. Hope you like that. Give it a try, and let me know what you think.